Do you guys remember a time when numbers actually meant something? The number on the back of the shirt, it actually meant something. Manchester United has a number 7 problem. The number 7 was a symbol of greatness worn by legends, pretty much, or at least, really techie ballers, players who were already solidified and ready to come in and show what they got. But now it's actually become a burden. The player that we have currently wearing the number 7, is he cut out to wear it? Good old Mason Mount. Look, don't get me wrong. There were some times at Chelsea, so I don't want you fanboys coming in here and promoting all the hate. All I'm saying is, has he lived up to the standards? So we'll dive briefly into the numbers to kind of see where I'm at as far as my perspective, and then some other fans who kind of have the same thoughts as far as him being productive or not, especially when it comes to just wearing the shirt number 7. Now, I've been a Manchester United fan all my life. Sure, that's not the longest time, but it's also a good amount of time. Now, I wasn't there to see George Best or Cantona play in person or live, but I've definitely seen great highlights of Cantona, and man, that guy was a baller. You could see. Now, he had his issues and he had certain things that maybe people didn't like, but he was tenacious and nasty, especially at Manchester United. And then we move on to moments like David Beckham. David Beckham, I mean, we already know the stories. Definitely one of the best players to ever be able to cross and strike a ball, especially from a free kick. Cannot forget Cristiano Ronaldo, number 7. I mean, I'll be honest, this is when I was able to start watching Manchester United play more regularly. And yeah, great times watching him as a Manchester United supporter, especially growing up. And that really opened my eyes to like, holy shit, you know what I mean? I think at this time I was probably, like, first time I probably watched Manchester United, I was probably like 12 or 13. And that was when I realized, like, holy crap. Like, even then, I didn't realize how good they actually were. Now, don't get me wrong, those Manchester United teams were better teams overall, or at least in that time frame. So maybe these players had more opportunity. But I mean, we're still at the top of the pecking order to a degree, top 4. We want to strive to be more. Now, I know that one player doesn't define your whole team, but sometimes giving a player such an iconic number and trying to make him kind of fit into those boots, which maybe they weren't. But I mean, if anybody deserves the number 7 on our team, it's got to be Sancho, as long as he stays. Now, I know the eye test isn't the ultimate definer to some, and they stick with the stats, but the eye test for me, Mason, he's a runner. But yeah, he had a lot of expectation coming in from Chelsea, where he was fitting into that system, how they were playing at the time. And he definitely had some decent highlights to show for it. His stats for the first season he was here, I mean, looks like he managed to only score 2 goals and 1 assist in 25 appearances. Not the strongest stats if you're a stat man. And then obviously watching, frustrating to watch sometimes. And I think it's also the expectation that comes into play, because he's coming in and we're expecting this same player or better player than when he was at Chelsea. So I think that's also where the bias fits in. Looks like when he played for Chelsea, his key stats, as far as key passes per game at Chelsea, it was 2.3 average, and then at United, it was 1.2. So pretty decent drop. Of course, like I said, different system. It's hard to play with Bruno Fernandes, I'm sure, in there as well. McTominay. That's what I'm like. There's more to the story, just not good results from all the expectations that we had, or at least I had. Fans have criticized him, and there definitely has been chatter like on social media, and it's not necessarily the only instance where someone who was wearing the number 7 wasn't doing that well. You know what I'm saying, in quotations, because Di Maria wore number 7 and Memphis Depay wore number 7. I just don't think they were given enough time in the current situation, and then I also feel that the systems they were set in, expectations that came with them also kind of, I do feel that certain players, depending on where you come from, don't get the same amount of opportunity. Now, yes, it's only been 1 season with Mason Mount, so we have this upcoming year to see what he's really about. I'm not saying we should sell him, because we need depth on the team still, but I'm expecting a lot more, and I hope to see it, but I do not expect it. I hope it happens, but I don't expect it to happen. Just based on the play style, I feel that we're going in, and just seems like the system really doesn't fit him, and it's not all his fault. I'm not trying to say he sucks or anything like that. It's just not up to the standard I feel that a midfielder needs to be playing when they're at Manchester United. At least if we want to win something, and not just little trophies like the big ones. But even in those seasons with Di Maria, I think his first season he had 3 goals and 11 assists, something like that. And then Memphis Depay only had 7 goal contributions. So at the rate that he's currently going at, hopefully he finds his legs. Hopefully things get settled in and he's able to perform. Because like I said, hey, I'm all for Manchester United doing well. I don't care who's in there as long as we're winning every single game to a degree. But as long as we're winning every single game, yeah, I'll be happy. And I just hope that he does better this year. At this point, though, the number 7 is probably a little heavier than his hair gel. So hopefully he slicks it back, gets back in the zone he was, especially in times like this, and shows us something that we've all been waiting to see. Because, yeah, he's got some strong fanboys out there, strong supporters. I want to see him come through, hopefully. Also, the signing fee, right? He's making about $250,000 a week. So that's a lot of money. I think that also weighs in on the expectations of people like me and other supporters out there, right? If you're making that much money, we want to see something happen. But hey, I'm just a guy on a green screen. I feel that the legacy of the number 7 is not just about skill, but about rising to the occasion. The clock is ticking for Mason. Even now, people aren't even trying to really buy the shirt. So that's pretty tough for one of the most iconic numbers that the team actually has. But what do you think? Do you think he will rise to the occasion? Or do you think he will become one of the worst signings as far as wearing the number 7 that Manchester United have signed? Which, hey, that's a tough label to put on it. So maybe I won't put that label on it. But do you think it's worth it? Do you think he should go? Do you think he should stay? What are your thoughts? Is it the system that's not working for him? Or does he just not have enough joga bonito? Probably not even right, but does he not have enough skill? If you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. This is Football Focus. Okay, we talk about news, sports, anything soccer, analysis, football, whatever. Okay, sometimes drama, but we typically try to stay away from the drama. But yeah, if you made it this far, like this content, let me know, drop a comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later, later, later.